All right, y'all know what the business is. Let's get right into it.
Good morning. Today we're gonna switch it up. On today's episode of the greatest shit I ever heard on the internet. Hold on.
And I'll just never ever will get over the fact there's really bitches out here in the world that never dated their baby father. Never went on no dates, never received no flowers, never did anything. Just popped the baby out. Don't even know the man's middle name.
What I said. This is 95% of you baby mothers. Y'all have never been on a date with your baby father, but get on the internet talking about that men need to provide for y'all. Your man has never taken you to D&B, Dave and Buster's, but he did take you to Dick and Balls. I said that in my previous video. I'm not lying because there's other black queens saying the same thing. So before the snowstorm coming, I'm locked in with my nigga for the weekend. I want to ask a question. Why you didn't make your baby father do all this extravagant stuff that now you want these other niggas to do for you? Why didn't y'all do that? I'm going to tell you why. Because you liked your baby father. You wanted to fuck him so bad. You was plotting on that nigga. You thought he had money because he had on his Man's Amiri jeans. You thought he had money when he was just borrowing clothes. You thought you had one. And you did it. And so now that you thought you had one and you didn't have one, now you angry. And now every other black man that comes into your life gotta pay for what this nigga did. Bitch, you stupid. Y'all think we don't know what's going on? Y'all think I don't know what's going on? You think my niggas don't know what the fuck is going on? Are you bitches dumb? Y'all not smarter than me. Let's cut the shit. Good morning. Today we gonna switch it up.
All right, man. You heard exactly what she said. At one point, you start to think that maybe some of these women are pandering. All right. At some point, you think that maybe some of these women are pandering, but honestly, I'm starting to believe that some of these women are just tired. I think a lot of these women that maybe you think pandering, I think a lot of them believe in the fact that they just tired of these women. I think at one point, a lot of these women, for the most part, have messed the game up so much. They messed the game up so much that when these women like her want to find good dudes, even if they want to have their tons of fun while they getting the butter spread across their buns, they're like, okay, when we tired of like having our fun, we at least we at least want to be able to find a good dude. With all these women complaining and killing the dating field, I mean, I read a statistic that said that black marriages went from like 80 something percent, it's down to 70%. So now it's like 30% of brothers is now, marrying the other. And I think a lot of women starting to see that black men is leaving because they seen too much. And this is affecting the whole dating scene, but all ethnic groups. But I think a lot of brothers seen too much, man. I think a lot of the stuff that women do behind the scenes, man, it wasn't meant to be seen. And women ran their mouth so much. And I think that other women are starting to see, like, regardless, this plane going down. We keep it a thou while with some of these guys. Maybe some of the, maybe we can salvage some of these guys, but for the most part, they didn't destroy it. They didn't destroy the dating scene. Some of them, the fool guy, or the one night stands, or the threesomes, or the menage a trois, or how you using child support. Y'all bragging about that. It was like some type of rapper, some girl was, talking about how she got food stamps. That ain't one meant for. Y'all think, oh, but she ain't mean to tell old girl or old boy to say that. Yeah, she knew what she was doing. Oh, we more educated, we better than y'all. We just that, most men live in a mindset. Okay, we'll see. It's always a better nigga. We'll see. But for the most part, one of the more things that's really been traveling like wildfire is the fact that most of these women, when they start putting boundaries on you, they don't like you. Oh, you gotta wait for this, or I don't do this on the first night, or I don't do this and that. I mean, even my favorite one that women say is, you gotta marry me to get wifely duties. It's like, what? You want me to do wifely duties? You got to marry me. But then they be wanting you to do things, they be wanting you to do things that, that they wouldn't do. They want to do things that a husband should do. Everything the bare minimum. Take you out on the first date to get something to eat. That's the bare minimum. Opening the door is the bare minimum. Paying her phone bill is the bare minimum. Taking her to an expensive restaurant is the bare minimum. Getting her hair done is the bare minimum. All this is the bare minimum. Getting our kids something to eat is the bare minimum. Playing stepdaddy is the bare. Everything is the bare minimum. Meanwhile, they didn't tax the baby daddy nothing. Meanwhile, you doing all this gymnastics, all this Olympic gymnastics shit. You in the motherfucking Winter Olympics skiing and snowboarding and flipping and acrobating and all this type of stuff. Meanwhile, you doing all this to prove her love. She's still smashing her baby daddy. She's telling you, oh, he don't pay child support. He was an abuser. He beat me. He did this and that. But then again, she's still sucking his Peter Pan. You know what I'm saying? She's still busting the yam open for him. She giving threesomes with him. Everybody knows she's still dealing with him. The children, all that, still knowing she dealing with him. That's the crazy thing. I know that she ain't touch on that, but that baby daddy still got access. You just pretty much the provider for her, the baby daddy, and the child. And that's one of the reasons why the child don't really respect the stepfather, because the father name is the father still coming around. When the child get out of hand to cuss the mama out or whatever, it's the baby father that call and check the daughter, check the son. You just a simp ass nigga. And they raised a lot of us to be that way, to keep it a bean. And some of us never gonna get out of that matrix. Respectfully, some of us never gonna get out that matrix. Some of us never gonna get out of that matrix, bro. We never gonna unlearn that bullshit that the matriarchy of the black community taught us. But the number one thing I think most men have learned is that when they start putting parameters or boundaries for you, especially when they start talking, I'm celibate. Really, when they say celibate, really, that's really a term for most guys just to go ahead and run and test that. Women can't fight attraction. Women can't control that box between their legs. They always talk about dudes not being able to control their eggplant, but they can't, right? But I think the number one thing most guys took on this dating scene is that once they start putting up hurdles and boundaries and parameters on you, she don't like you. So I always tell guys, either you can just cut your losses and keep it moving, you can offer the bread to hit, or you just straight up and say, let me get the yams. And she be like, no, I ain't that type of buy. Just keep it moving. And now you're seeing a lot of women who used to manipulate, the dating scene by withholding sex 90 days, or I don't do this, that, and the third, and the guy thinking she really waiting. Like, nah, she ain't waiting. She playing with them toys. The women, I did a video on a woman say she keep a pipe cleaner. Well, so when I always say this, and when women talk about, I'm happily single, they fucking around. I heard Amanda Seales say, I'm a cat lady, and I got told, man, somebody is cleaning Amanda Seales' pipe. Somebody is smacking Amanda Seales, bro. If dudes really was like women and start exposing these women for what be really going on behind the scenes, bro, a lot of these women, dog, the dating scene will be over with. All of these studs, these lesbians, these women that say fuck dudes, these feminists and womanists, they all getting piped down. It's some dudes that's coming over at night, or they sneaking over the dude crib and he taking them to Pound Town. Especially a lot of wives out here who talking about, I'm just telling they husbands they don't want to have sex with them, they withholding sex, and it's somebody that's blowing it out. Once women get about that geriatric pregnancy, they sex drive when they eggs drive going away, it ramps up high. And it's just not like, okay, I made a mistake with my baby father. You know what I'm saying? I made a mistake. I want to do better. No, they still screwing them. This is why baby mothers get paid less. They get Nathan. They get Nathan without penetration. You don't look their way. They only rotational pieces only. They rotate like they in your rotation. They come over, they get dug out, you get out. That's it. They are just as honest as sex workers are. It's no honesty in it. They are just as honest as sex workers. There's no honor amongst thieves. There's no honor amongst thieves. When they come to you and they start, even women who don't have kids, when they 30 years old and they 35 and they start to try to say, put this standard in what I deserve. If you deserved it, you'll get it. Or you already have it. They don't deserve it. They trying to just trick you into believing you got a catch, and you don't. And even if you act like she the catch, you're going to start to see she's not the catch. You're going to start seeing flaws and all. This is just the game, bro. This is just the game. Women make bad decisions because they get bailed out for bad decisions. Even the judicial system slaps them on the wrist for their bad decisions. On the main channel, I do videos from time to time when it talks about, oh, she robbed them, she sent him to the upper room. They don't get no real time, the time that they supposed to get. But one thing they learning, I know Michael Jordan say reaching, I teach. One thing they learning is men, especially black men, are starting to demonstrate. They not dating no more. The women got to reach and we got to teach. Dudes of hip, it's to the point where women are that I believe, I don't even think she pandering. I think she being dead ass honest. I think women are like, damn, you know what? This nigga's got a point. To me, it doesn't have to come from a woman's mouth. I already know what it is. But in reality, it's that bad where women got to speak on it, because women are always bailed out for their bad choices and bad decisions. And I think the first time for a lot of them is when guys ain't there dating them no more, and a lot of guys going elsewhere. A lot of bad things is happening for them. But think about it. Even if you save these women, they still gonna do you dirty in the end. They still gonna fuck your life up in the end. Even if you come and you save them, and I say this, it was a story. It was on Divorce Court, or somebody covered on a YouTube. It was some type of divorce court, right? So the guy, the family was homeless, right? I don't know if y'all seen this video. Maybe somebody in the comment section had. I'll keep it short, simple, and sweet after this, or when I say this. So he saved them. They was homeless. He moved them out to Minnesota, bought them a little apartment or house or something like that. So, eventually he came out to Minnesota. I guess he was leaving LA, or he came there, and he said, yo, y'all got to go, pay me back, and you got to start finding your own crib. So it sounded like, for me, he bought a crib, and he just let them stay in it until she got on his feet, and he moved from California to Minnesota. Yo, pay me back. You know what I'm saying? And, you get your own crib. And for the most part, she probably would have paid him back the money. He probably would have just bought her the crib or got a little space to stay. So it came to one point, there was some tension because she wasn't trying to pay him back, the homeless family. She had kids and everything. He was black, she was white, for context. So, she made some tacos, or I think it was tacos, and he wanted to play. He got his plate first. And he was like, I eat first. He got his plate. The daughter, who was like 10 or 11, who was testified in the court, started yelling at him, like, why you get to eat first? And you don't need to eat first. And she started like going in, and they got into an argument. And, it's like, and the judge like, why this man saved you, took y'all from living out of car, put y'all to house. Why would you do that? Because I felt like he didn't deserve to eat first. We should have ate first. This just let you know, bro. It's a thankless job when you save. And say these most women, man, they don't deserve to be saved and don't want to be saved. Think about it. They rather go homeless. They rather go to the shelter. They rather be on welfare than go 50-50 and build, bro. Let them have it, man. Let them have it. And most guys are. A lot of those, and I hate to say this, in a lot of the black on black relationship, it was like 89% black people married to black people. It was 84%. Now they saying this in the 70s. But one thing about it, the women are not going to wave the white flag and say, you know what, we got to do better, hold each other accountable like this. And no, they not. The good black women are going, that want husbands will find them. The other ones, we're going to have a lot of brother and sister bages running around here, man. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. It's the first link in the description. I mean, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. It's the first link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.